Now, in the second preseason game versus the Portland Trailblazers, Quinten Post really showcased a variety of skills that I think Warriors fans have been hoping to see all of last season, but definitely because of his bigger frame this season and his ability to rebound better and defend better, which was noticed throughout this game, as well as continue to shoot the three with confidence. I think Warriors fans are going to be surprised at just how good he is. Look at him on the defensive end, the end where the Warriors are probably the most concerned about him. He's able to wall up, keep his hands in the air, and not foul. Now, you guys may be like, hey, this is pretty simple. I mean, shouldn't every player be able to do this? Well, that's not true. We see all the time young players like young Kuminga and even young Quinton Post foul, specifically as a big man in these specific situations. It's important to realize playing defense as a big man is just really hard. Now let's look at the offensive spacing that Quinten Post provide. Immediately, you see right here, the Portland Trailblazers have been told in the scouting report, even in a preseason game, we're going to hug up on Quinten Post as soon as he's at the three-point line. We're going to make sure he can't shoot. He's getting face guarded right here. This guy is only looking at Quinten Post. And that's important because if he's not able to kind of get the shot off, he's going to have to find creative ways. So right here, they pass it all over to Will Richard. And now Will Richard is basically going into a nice little zone defense right here. And he gathers three people's attention. And right here, Post, instead of staying out by the three-point line, immediately goes in to dive towards the hoop. And I think that's a new, nice addition to Quinten Post's bag. He was very uncomfortable around the rim, but right now, he's comfortable. And he has this new little push shot he's been showcasing, which I think can really make him lethal. If he's able to really perfect that push shot, I think we can expect great things from Quinten Post this season because he's definitely going to have a lot of mid-range shots that are open. Now let's look at Quinten Post in the suspected pick and roll. Yang Hansen is kind of tasked with guarding this pick and roll, and he's confused. This is his first season. He has no clue what's going on right now. And Quinten Post does a great job of getting Pat Spencer open towards the rim while also making it so that he is able to get by the three-point line. You see, as soon as a guard is basically trapped in the pick and roll by a big, and somebody like Yang Hansen is tasked with either switching or playing a drop, Trailblazers guard is going to immediately go with Pat Spencer. He's going to be like, I know Yang Hansen is going to recover to the big. But he's so far back already that this is just an easy three-point shot. I mean, he's basically wide open, and he makes that. And that's the different dimension that Quinten Post brings. And I've talked about it in previous videos. There are big men that can shoot, and there are shooters that are big men. And Quinten Post is a shooter that's a big man. He likes to take the three. That's one of his preferred shots. Even if he's not wide open, he can still make that. Now let's kind of replay it with a different player. Once again, going downhill, Quinten Post is able to get a three, but this time they expect it. There's a better closeout. But when Quinten Post rises and shoots, it feels like he can't see anybody's hand, and it doesn't really matter. And you see the Warriors are super happy with him taking shots like that. This is in kind of more of the fourth quarter right here, and you see Quinten Post get a smaller player on him. Now this is something that players that usually shoot around the three-point line really struggle with. They struggle with basically pulverizing smaller matchups. So right here, Quinten Post is able to basically push his defender up to the three-point line and able to get this kind of tall pass and easily put this ball in, except it was goaltend, so it ends up being 2 points. But that is really important because Quinten Post was able to utilize his matchup and put the ball up easily. Right here, Quinten Post just puts this man on skates. He's able to shot fake, which is something that you can only really do if you actually have a three-point shot, which causes Hansen to go sliding. He basically tries to foul, kind of fails it, tries to poke at the ball, and then he gives him another float shot right here, which, I mean, I think this float shot, if it develops, can be a really key play for the Warriors because they could utilize it in the pick and roll. Now, one of the last clips I wanted to play is just him with kind of the starting layup, and just look how much attention somebody like Jimmy Butler gives to the Portland Trailblazers. Basically, everyone in this part of the court is pretty much giving all their attention to someone like Jimmy Butler who can make the mid-range shot. And this leaves someone like Post wide open in kind of the wing position which, I mean, if you're going to give him that wide open of shots, he's going to make those every single time, or at least 50 to 60% of the time. And so I think the spacing that Quinten Post can provide, combined with his increased frame that's going to be better on the defensive end, better for rebounding, and this cool push shot he now has, is going to really improve the Warriors. And you can expect to see more Quinten Post videos this season, and potentially maybe me being right about him being in the starting lineup, even over someone like Al Horford, who has played amazing this season. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment down below what you think about Quinten Post.